Now we can create disk and attach it into a Linux instance, and we can test how to add a disk and how to use it in a Linux instance. uh, Let me go to EC2 instance. Let me go check the Linux instance. So already two instances are running. So one Linux instance and one Windows instance are there. I already created the instances. So if you want to know how to create Linux and Windows instances, you can check my previous videos for creating Linux and Windows instances. So let me log into Linux machine, copy, putty, paste, ssh, out, ppk file, open, ec2 user, login. Okay. Mm, so I'm going to add a volume to this Linux instance. Already I had created one instance, just leave it. So I'm removing this one and detaching it. Already one attached it, so leave it. So now I'm creating a new one. The previous one is 5 GB, it's already attached there, so leave it. uh, Let me check. See, let's check here. lsblk, this is command to check disk available. Already one disk, that 5 GB is attached here. Now it's removed because the volume is deleted in here. Once it is removed, sorry, attached, detached, you cannot see that one over there. Okay, that's not a problem. I'm creating a new volume with 8 GB general purpose SSD, and location, sorry, availability sounds south 1B. See, my current root volume is in 1B, which means the instance is running at that availability zone. So that I'm creating an 8 GB over the series ID volume 07 something. I'm naming it as new volume, a reference name. Keep it. So let's check. No, I'm not doing force detaching. Actually, it is not detached. Why? Because when you want to detach, you want to shut down the VM. So leave it as it is. I'm going to attach this 8 GB to my Linux instance. It's available now. lsblk 5 GB is here. So what is next? See, this 8 GB I'm going to attach volume. So where I want to attach. See, the current running instance are showing here. So I'm attaching in a Linux instance. See, I used Linux instance. I show as stg attach. So it's attaching. The new volume is attaching 8 GB new volume. Let me check it's came or not. lsblk not yet attached. Fine, it take a little time. Meantime, okay, it's I hope it is attached. Okay, you can see here the disk is displaying here, the newly created one. So next we need to use it. Now we create a disk and we attached it to the Linux instance. So next we want to use it for our storage purpose. So how do we use it? First, check file minus s. So I believe file minus s dev xvdg xvdg. Oh, sorry. Actually, I want to change it to shoot also. Now move to root user permission. Clear. Remove it. Just check lsblk. So it's showing all that is currently attached with the Linux instance. Now I'm going to check any file or anything exists in this newly created volume. Since whenever a volume creator, you need to check it because any file or anything exists. Because if you want to use a volume with Linux or Windows any instance, so you need to format for a safety purpose. You need to check any file or anything is exists or not. File minus s device xvdg. Okay, it's showing data, which means nothing is there. So volume is exist, inside volume nothing is there. So before we need to use the volume, we need to create, sorry, we need to format it. So how do you do? mk first, and the file system type, it file system type is etext4 device, sorry, dev xv xvdg. Okay, something is showing. So what is it? Okay, first I believe I provided the correct thing. Let's again show. MK first ext xvdg. I hope it's correct. And why it's showing invalid block. Minus d. Okay, fine. So I actually missed a command. That's why now it's formatted. So the disk is created. Disk, we check whether anything exists in the check disk. Now we format the disk. So clear screen. Now we want to use that disk. So in order to use this, we need to mount this disk into a directory. So you can see this is the root for root volume which is mounted to the root directory. So from there we are using it. So same way, so we need to mount this xvdg to a directory. So before for that, let's create a directory mkdir. So volume, I'm creating name, just check this creator or this folder volume is created. So let me mount it. So mount, what you want to mount, dev xvdg to volume. So df minus h, which will show the mount points, or you can use lsblk also, that's not a problem. See, it's mounted to the folder. Now what are all the things you have created inside this folder should be available in this disk. Sorry, what are all the things you created in volume should be available to this xvdg. So let me go to cd volume ls. So nothing is found here, so make something. I'm creating some directory mkdir dir one, sorry, dir1, dir2, dir3, sorry, whatever, it should be nothing. Yes, must, yeah, less. So these things are created inside our volume folder, which is the xvdg is mounted to this volume folder. Fine. So this we created directory 1, directory 2, directory 3 in volume, which means inside this new disk. Okay. So now we want to confirm whether it is created is working properly or not, because our we created disk, inside that disk we have created some directories. So whether we want to verify whether it's working or not. So how do we verify? So what I am going to do is I'm creating I'm creating a new instance, Linux instance, and I'm going to detach this volume from here, and I'm going to attach that volume to that newly created instance. So once it attached to that the new instance, so if the directory 1 and directory 2, directory 3 are available, which means we are success to create volume and attaching volume. So meanwhile we will be success to detach and reattach to another instance. So let me create a new instance, and we can verify. So wait for some time. So I created a new instance which is initializing. Meanwhile, we can go to volume. Our new volume is this one. This is actually we attached to the Linux instance EC2. So detaches. Are you sure we want to detach this volume? Is asked. Yes, detaches. I'm detaching it from x16 instance. This should take a little time. So meanwhile I'm checking instance which is created. Okay, which is still initializing. I'll wait for a few seconds. Okay, I made my first instance to be stopped, and this Linux instance is running now. So it's running now. Now I want to attach this volume to this machine running instance. So now it's available. It's available because detached it from we forcefully detached. So attach this volume to an instance. So this is my new instance. I'm attaching it. This should take a little time. Wait until it finishes. So meanwhile I'm logging to the new instance. Spooty new session. Okay, new session giving IP. So SSH out out ppk file open. So the EC2 instance is launched. EC2 user as default username. Yeah, it's login. So sudo su because for root user permission lsblk. Let me check. Yeah, so you can see the disk attached with the current VM. That is, this one is our new VM. See this disk. This one is we attached only. So what is next? We need to use this disk. We want to mount it. So just make a directory mkdir. I'm giving us what name again? Folder. Okay, lf. So we're showing here. Now mount it. Mount the device xvd df2 folder. Okay, just check the mount is fine or not. Du minus h. Oh, sorry. lsbl. Okay, this command is fine to check. See, now I mounted it xvdf into the folder. So cd folder for that ls. See, can you see this? Directory 1, directory 2, directory 3. Actually we created it from the previous instance. So you can see that that instance is stopped. I stopped that in instance because that's not in use now. We detached the disk from this Linux instance and attached here. So while it is in easy this instance, I created 3 directories from this instance, and now I detached that disk and attached to this new instance. That's Linux instance. You can see the 3 directory which is already we create from the other VM. So now we can confirm that the disk which is we created is attached to the Linux instance. We created some folders over inside it, and we detach and reattach to another instance. Which so the our main task is finished here. We are created a new volume and which attached to the Linux instance, which is fine and which working good. So same thing I want to say you again. Delete everything after you finish your test. Now I am unmounting umount. Sorry, device xvdf from sorry, which is actually in folder. Want to come back. So umount what do you want to you want device xvdf from folder. Mount folder not mounted. Is this one working? Okay, sorry. Folder not mounted. Okay, so lsplk. Okay, it's already you mounted unmounted. Fine. Our goal is achieved. We attached and detached volume to a Linux instance. Thank you. Thank you to show patient to watch this video. We can see on next video which is attaching volume in Windows instance. Thank you very much. Thanks to see you.